Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. That's Diane's Decorating and More. Thank you guys for stopping by the channel today to look at this cute little video. Today I am presenting to you Blackberry Cobbler, which is one of the most popular things to be made at this time of the year when all of the blackberries are fresh and they are picked and in the stores, and they are selling at a really good price at this time of the year. So I'm going to share with you how I put mine together here on the channel. Please make sure that you like, share, and leave a comment, guys. Let me know what you think of this Blackberry Cobbler, okay? All right, I want to share two things with you also. A Blackberry Cobbler has usually dough inside. That's why they call it a cobbler, right? Now there's also a blackberry pie, which does not have the little dough strips inside. So those are the two differences. I wanted to make sure I share that with you. Alrighty. All right, and also to you out there who have shown your support, guys, I truly appreciate it. I don't take it for granted. I thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So let's get started on this delicious little cobbler here. Okay guys, the first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to go ahead and put in our blackberries and our sugar, okay? And I'll make sure that I put in the ingredients for you guys in the video, so look for that in the video, okay, on one of the slides. We're adding in 1.5 cups of sugar, okay, and then we're going to go ahead and put in our blackberries, okay. I found these at my local store here, and like I said, they are really packed in the stores right now, so I think this is a good time to make this little pie if you would like to. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and put that in. All right, and that's 3 cups, okay, 3 cups of your blackberries. All right, and we're going to stir that. And let's make sure that it's kind of, coated really good, with the sugar, because the berries are going to make their own juices too. But we're going to add in a cup of milk, and we're going to add in a cup of water, so that way it can simmer down to get that little syrupy that we're looking for, that syrup that creates from the fruit and the sugar. Okay, so that's what we're going to add in right now. Alright, we're going to stir that and let that mix really well. Okay. Okay. And you can also taste it. Feel free to taste your food, because after all, you have to eat it, right? So you want to make sure it tastes delicious, not only for you, but for the people that's going to be enjoying what you prepare in your kitchen. So go ahead and make sure you can to taste your food. All right. And I said before, we're going to be adding in the 1 cup of milk. And what I'm going to do first is allow this to come to a simmer, and then come back and we're going to add the milk in, okay? So stay tuned, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Okay guys, I wanted to show you exactly how this looks, okay? This is the blackberries there, and they are simmering and coming to a quick boil. We're going to go ahead and add in, at this time, the butter, okay? And that's half a stick of butter, which is 1 stick of butter, which is equal to half of a cup. All right, so I just wanted to show you guys exactly what this looks like before we add that in. So we're going to go ahead now and put this butter in here. Now some people melt their butter down and pour it in, but if it's at room temperature, guys, the way this stick is, you don't have to just drop it in there just like that. And it's not a problem because that heat is already simmered. So the heat is going to go ahead and melt it right on into the mix there. Okay? So you don't have to worry about that. Alright. And the next thing, we're going to go ahead and put in a dash of salt. Now, this salt is optional. I choose to do that because that's what I saw my mama do. She would, do that. You know how people were back in the day when they cooked. They didn't measure much of nothing. So, I saw her do that. I do it too. So, it works for me, okay? Now, like I said, you can leave it out if you want to, but that's what I do when I'm making my cobbler here. Alright, so we're just going to stir that in right there. Alright. And as you always know, there's a story behind most of my videos, right? Okay, so the story goes like this. When we were little children, and this time came around in the country, my mom would send me out back of the house where it was a big open field, right? And she would tell me, go pick me some blackberries. And I was like, okay. And she would give me this stick so that if it was any snakes in the bush, I would always hit the bush first to run the snakes away, just in case it was some in there. Because snakes love to hang around berry bushes. And we had wild blackberries in the back of our home. So, hey, that's how we got our blackberries. And the story also goes that these blackberries were brought from West Virginia by my dad's, parents, which is my grandparents. And so when they transferred from West Virginia to Louisiana, they bought those blackberry, I guess you could call them blackberry stems or plants or whatever, and they planted them out there. So that's how we got our blackberries. And that's what I would do in the summertime like this. My mom would send me out there to get those blackberries, and that's how I got my blackberries. Alright, so I'm going to share that with you. Okay, next up, we're going to go ahead and add in my favorite, Superior. Now you can add, if you don't have this, you can have some, add some regular vanilla, okay? And I am using 1 tablespoon of that because I like the taste that it gives your pies and things and cakes. So that's what I'm adding that in there. And of course, lemon. Now if you don't have any fresh lemon, you can use lemon extract. Okay? And I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of that. Okay? Alright. Give it that little zingy taste that I like. Because I like things that are kind of tart, So I'll add lemon, to some of my dishes to give it that little tartness that I like. Okay. Alright, this looks good. Really, really good. I like what I see, guys. I like what I see. Smells. Oh my goodness. Talk about memories. This brings back memories. My mom used to have to chase me out the kitchen all the time. Okay. Let's see. Alright. Now, what else I want to do here? Okay. I'm going to let that simmer for another 5 minutes and then we'll come right back, so stay tuned. Okay, we're back and we're going to go ahead and put in our 1 cup of milk. Okay, we're going to go ahead now and put in our 1 cup of milk. Now in this milk right here I have 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Okay, and that's to thicken up our juice that has accumulated with our blackberries. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and add that in. Alright. And a tip I can give you guys when you're making any type of a pie and it's already, hot, you don't want to add cold milk, because sometimes, depending on what kind of milk you use, it'll curdle on you. Okay, so what you do is you take the milk, bring it to, I would say, about 1.5 minutes in the microwave, and then that heats it up enough where when you pour it into your berry mix here, or your peach cobbler, or whatever you're making, it won't curdle because it's hot going to hot. Okay, and not cold going to hot. Okay, and you may get a little curdle, but that's okay, but not a lot, because then that will cause it to not look attractive when you're eating it. So to avoid that, that's what you do. Alrighty. I wanted to share that with you guys right there. Alright, so now we're going to let this thicken up about 5 minutes, and we're going to transfer this into our pie dish. Stay tuned. Okay, I'm popping back on here to show you that I'm adding in some dumplings, guys, to the mix. Okay, now these dumplings I already had made earlier with another pie that I had made. I had some left over, and so that's what I'm adding. Now if you want a recipe for some dough, I'll put that in the video for you guys as well. Okay, so that way you'll have a recipe for dough, should you desire to put some of the dough into the pie. Okay, you'll have that. Alright, okay, so I like what I see here to make our little dumplings. I should use the proper name. Should I say dough? It's dumplings. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I think that's enough. Alright, so now what we're going to do, we're going to transfer it to our prepared baking dish. Alrighty, and we're going to put it in the oven, and it's going to bake at, I think it's 350. Yeah, 350. The last time I made this, I cooked it at 350. So 350. And I think I cooked it for an hour, and then I checked it, and I added an extra 15 minutes. So it depends on what stove you're using. If you're using an electric stove, it may take a little longer. If you're using gas, it's going to be point on. Okay, so you're going to have to really watch it if you're using a gas stove. So we're going to do that right quick. Alrighty. Okay, so now we're at the point where we have put one of the pie crusts here, okay, into our prepared bowl. And you don't have to put a crust on the bottom of the pie if you choose not to. I like a lot of crust, and my family does too. So I put dumplings inside, crust on the bottom, and crust on top. Okay. Alright, so that's your option. You don't have to do that, or you can leave that out. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and pour this mixture here, okay, into our dish. Alright, splashing, but that's okay. so now that we finished pouring that into our pie crust there and our dish, baking dish. Now a tip too you can do, rather than pour it like I did, you can just take, you know, your giant spoon, ladle or whatever, and just dip all the berries and dough into there. Okay, you don't have to do like I did. Okay. All right, so yeah, now the last thing we're going to do to this pie, I have taken one of the pie crust and stripped it just like that, 1-inch strips. Okay, and you're just going to lay it across just like that, because you're just basically adding your top dough like that. Okay. This is a choice also. It's totally up to you guys. Okay. So the last little touch that we're going to add to it is our mixture of cinnamon and sugar, okay? And you can just sprinkle that across the top of it. Okay. Not a lot, just a few dashes. Back and forth, just like that. Alright. Okay. Alright. So now I'm going to bring you over and show you exactly what this looks like before we pop it into the oven. Okay. This is the blueberry cobbler here before it goes into the oven. Alright. As I said before, we're going to pop this in the oven, and it's going to bake for about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes, and we'll be back. So stay tuned, guys. Okay, guys, we are back, and our blackberry cobbler has finished. Just taking it out of the oven here. As you can see, it is still hot, bubbling hot. Okay, so I just wanted to bring you guys back and show you exactly what this delicious little black cobbler here looks like. All right, a few tips, guys, on when you bake this pie here. You can eat it with whipped cream, or you can eat it as is, or you can eat it with ice cream, which everybody loves this time of the year. So once again, thank you for joining me here on the channel as we prepare this delicious blackberry cobbler. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you will be in the know, guys, when something like this delicious, is uploaded to the channel. You guys go out and have a great one, and we'll see you in the next video. Blessings.